Actually, the Knights, as I was talking about, Eljack Hansen did rotate. Remember, they were stuck in the cliffs. They managed to get out of there. Aros, oh, what? Okay, he's just secured that kill, obviously, on his own teammate. Why not?
Deny the points. Deny the points, man.
It doesn't work out that way, though, does it? Unfortunately, the points will go away from you. But VZ, going to have to get a reload there, taking the pot shots on Wizards. Wizards, third place, by the way, in the previous matchup, but Moonwolf, they were in all sorts of trouble. They've been trying to get the rotate. It's just not worked out for them this time around. They're well outside the circle draw, keeping them at bay. Meanwhile, Andy Pyro has back to Zaki in his sights. They've already picked up 2 kills in this game. Remember, they had 12 in the previous matchup as well.
Back to Zarky had to play in the blue for so long. You know that they burned through a whole bunch of stims. It's going to be really hard for them to make the push forward. I mean, look at this. He's got a couple of bandages that he can run off of.
He's got no gun out. He's trying to bandage. He surely sees him
no,
right above him.
He was using his last energy drink. He does see him. Didn't give away his position. Is he going to be able to step up? And yes, gets the down. Finally, back to Zarky. He's going to have a little bit more control on this.
A second. Andy Pyro is knocked in the back as well.
This is turning out terrible for Method. They're just throwing down smokes, trying to get some control. Meanwhile, on the outside of it, a hard push coming around the outside flank of it. Grenades are going down everywhere. They're just on top of this hill, trying to pick around every side, and there's just nowhere for them to go.
Well, this has backfired horribly, hasn't it? Back to Zaki taking names right now. Morman gets a peek around the side. Will managed to find the head. Gets Dakes down. Is it going to be enough, though? Is he going to get pushed around? Robin's going to make the move. Tries to back around, use that smoke as much as he can. Chris works out. Chris gets the pop around the side there. Chris on the flank is working wonders. Dave the Crazy is going to bleed out on the side. And now Fon, the last man standing for back to Zaki. Robin down. Morman not going to be able to get the revive off either. Doesn't look like it. So Method down to 2. Back to Zaki down to 1 as he tries to find Fon.
Take some shots off when Zifan now knows that he's in so much trouble. Pressure's coming down here. You can hear the smokes right around him. Half-Life steps up and forward. Does he see it?
Vard, he's coming third party in. This is the thing. Vard coming in behind. WTSG gets himself 1, gets himself 2. Moleman goes down. Method are out. And back to Zaki. And WTSG just come in, say thank you very much. Quick sweep up duty as they left the mansion. Drawn into the fire. That is how you collect the points.
Get control over the area around you. I love that coming out from Welcome to South George. So much control inside of that. Now that whole western part of the circle is kind of free and clear. They have a little bit easier of a transition, but they already have to push into teams posted up and waiting for them.
Tough rotation for Liquid. They need to move up the hill. Actually, tell a lie. I think they're just inside. Yeah, they're just inside the zone. But it's FaZe that are not. FaZe are on the move. They're going up north. They're going to have to run into red zone. Liquid looks like they're taking shots on them as they try and rotate. You can see it's a fairly clear shot. If you look at Scoob's position, he's got players. It's a Beatzer, I think it is, that's on the right-hand side. Yeah, he's got a fairly clear angle on here. Fuzzface, though, with Inesca staring straight back at them as they work the way up the hillside. Red zone also. Penta making a move. Penta and FaZe almost going to clash into one another on that southern circle while everybody else fights for position.
Everybody's trying to circle out and around. Red zone's just kind of taking a couple of pot shots and distracting FaZe. Penta's doing an approach on the outside of it. Long-range grenade going up to red zone. Is it going to connect?
WTSG up. Up there. We knew that was going to happen. He's going to be careful of Liquid on the left-hand side of him. WTSG and Alliance just absolutely ram-raiding one another. And, well, the kill feed is pretty much carnage up there, so we'll keep our eye exactly who's going to work out. Fuzzface, he has a beat.
I like this. Don't take the shot. Because look, the rest of their team hasn't managed to make it to the safe zone yet. Don't give away your position. Just hold the angle. See if anybody sees them. Now they can actually step up right next to red zone and take the fight on a much better condition.
Frost realizes the danger. He's got to back away while Alliance take down WTSG. That's going to be 11th place for them as Sigsy with the nade managed to work it. But there's Penta. Remember Penta where they were sneaking up alongside FaZe? FaZe are aware of that. Yempty gets Brexico down there. He also downed another member of red zone. So red zone down to 2 right now as they realize they're getting pushed from multiple angles. Liquid now engaging on FaZe as well. Sigsy got just about revived. He's safe inside there. There's nobody challenging him as we'd love to see the battle down the side here. As Jeems, well, he got 1 knock. You can see Mexi down in the distance. It's actually Penta that got that knock, and Liquid using this time to get back in their compound.
They're just pulling out of this, as they should. FaZe is in a lot of trouble, but you can see red zone's off in the distance. Grow Up is coming up right next to them, and Penta is all crashing into a spot right next to each other, because up here's the firefight, and they want to partake in it.
Brexico gets taken down. He stumbles straight on top of Frost, but as you mentioned, Grow Up, you can see them in the distance on the right-hand side. They're coming right up behind him. They're getting drawn to this fight as Penta try to force the way, and Frost stays himself low. That nade doing so much damage. 1 more would be enough. You see the flashbangs rolling by. He's sitting the bush life right now. He has a clear angle on Chronix. Tries to light him up with the AKM, but he doesn't manage to land it, and he will get taken down. Cup of Magic does the job. Red zone down to 1, but Grow Up Esports are right on top of them.
Oh, but the Circle's actually going to get the knock on to several of them there. A hard push coming out from Udyr, but he's going to walk right into Up. That's a 4-man squad just destroying him right now. Circle's coming in, ticking him, and that's going to be all she wrote from Penta. The Circle doing so much damage.
FaZe are moving in on this. They've managed to come around. They've got red zone down. They find Celis around the side there. Now they're moving on towards Grow Up Esports. They're going to try and flank around. They realize they don't want to push into Liquid down that hillside. It's not a safe territory. They have to take the rotation around the west. They're going to come up behind Grow Up Esports. They've got to be careful of this.
At this point, they can just try to play around that outside angle. Meanwhile, we can see the guys from Singularity under long-range shots. The guys from FaZe can potentially push up towards this hilltop, but they're worried about whenever they step up, who's going to see them. So they're trying to slow push this, retreat back, just hold the area. They've got 30 seconds, gather the information, and try to make the plays off of that.
Grow Up have got the hell out of there. They've made a strong run down. They have Knights just ahead of them now. Drayden's been found by Calvin Klein there. Yemchi, though, taking the free shots, and that's what they want. They see them in the distance. They try to secure the kills. Hack said he gets himself the one. They try and turn around. They're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place as Knights manage to pin them out. Chronix is the only man just getting inside the circle there as Yemchi moves from rock to rock. Look at him taking the shots. Freddy, he's in the open. He has to take the challenge.
Circle's about to start collapsing down now. The guys from FaZe have to move at this point. Remember, Knights for our souls coming through, just finishing up that kill there. So making sure to get that, and that's going to be all she wrote. They had to push all the way from that little crest where they were hiding down there. We are now down to 17s and 23 people alive.
8th place for the Knights. Atlantis trying to blast in. FaZe are collecting kill after kill. That's Freddy's going down as well. Where's Grubsy going to go?
Grubsy makes it
he's
through
just
that.
blasting straight
but
through.
He's going to go right over to FaZe.
Oh, no, he gets to the hillside. He may just be ahead of him. Remember, Atlantis kept FaZe out of it before. Well, a one-man band is going to be a little bit tricky for him. And Mexi heard that vehicle coming as well. Switches to the SLR. Goes looking for him. Team Blank, meanwhile, they've been living the high life. They're inside that compound. Very safe so far. And been taking kill after kill after kill. You see Atlantis losing 2 there. They're down to 1 member. That's up in the north. Looks like he's going to go down as well. His WTLTR.
He's still alive.
Gets dumped down, comes around the side, and Reels from Alliance comes in. A lot of one-man band and third party coming in.
Alliance is having to hold this. You can see Singularity is way off in the distance. They have to choose between either hard pushing right under where Blank's at, or where Alliance is, or walking through an open field. This is really hard for them to make some type of logical move out of, as it looks like they've lost most of their vehicles and most of their damage.
9 kills for Alliance now. Remember, WTSG crashed into their compound. They've just picked up on another one there on Singularity. They took down, obviously, another team, and now FaZe and Liquid once again.
Kind of like
they
Alliance
drew each other like
there.
magnets on Tuesday. They were constantly fighting. 3-4 games running. They engaged each other. And again, Liquid, 0 kills so far, by the way. They've been pretty comfortable in that circle. They've had a number of engagements and a number of knocks, but they've never been able to secure the kill. FaZe, now their position actually works out because they have the high ground.
And they have 6 kills on top of that. Everybody's playing for position at point. We've got 19 people alive, waiting to see where the next circle populates at. I'm willing to bet that we might see a little bit of a hard shift. If it ends up going in favor of Blank Alliance towards those building complexes, this could get really bloody as everybody's going to have to encroach down around these hills, because now it's going to be about hard peeking different angles. Who sees who first? Who gets the first line of shot? Who managed to line up that Car 98?
FaZe are moving. FaZe are, where are they going? They realize the circle's about to pop and they're going north. Now, Tau Zero goes down, so Ryan Lockwood manages to get that one. They're hard pushing the compound. They've realized the south side is clear. Liquid are taking pot shots as they move up on this one, but they're getting so close. Now they realize Jampa gets a little bit around the side, doesn't make it. Mexi gets up close. Now he's got to realize there's a member of FaZe right on our doorstep.
And now he's got a little bit of a foothold. He can provide a little bit of cover for his guys coming in. He just has to met up and make sure to provide some type of sight lines. Maybe throw some grenades, throw some smoke, see what he can get out of this so that way the rest of his guys can fight their way up next to this. He's got a little bit of a foothold inside the safe circle. Here come the smokes. Grenades coming out. He managed to live through that just barely. Everybody's starting to come down off of this. Is he going to get in control position? I think that Fuzzface fights his way inside, and he's just gunning this.
He's coming in. He's pre-firing the corners. He's trying to take them out. And, well, that's going to give them the compound position. Blank realized they've just let a team get right up on them. And everybody else is taking advantage of this. Liquid are moving into center circle. They realize that this phase is going on. Jemty gets taken down by a pizza. That's a headshot from third party and by Liquid as they start to move into the compound. They've taken center circle again, Liquid. They did this in the exact last game. The same position. Ryan Lockwood confirms and steals the kill away. Jemty down, so FaZe down to 3. As you can see, a pizza in the distance also down. Fuzzface gets taken down by Jamba. He tries to get a peek and it's gone too far. Simple's also getting taken down. Blank collecting the kills right now as the pizza gets picked off. Liquid now down to 3. But remember, Liquid hold the circle. Samty and Scoom, that is the center.
Chronix managed to sneak up that whole fight going on with FaZe. He just kind of creeps his way up back behind and be like, it's okay, guys. You be concerned about FaZe. It'll be fine. I'm just playing for position at this point. We've got Liquid that's down in the foothills over there. We still have Blank. 4-man strong. Strong control points right here. They separated out, and there's a little bit of risk inside of that, but they managed to play very well around it because right now they can see from every single point around the hill.
Fraser down. Singularity down to 1 in the distance. He's getting picked off there. It was Jeems and Scoom that are on the move, and they're keeping the distance. Calvin Klein goes down, Singularity out in 6th place. Alliance sneaking in now. They take the zone. Jeems on a really big wide flank. I love Jeems' movement here, by the way.
They have complete control over the circle. Liquid just has a line cutting straight across this.
If
everybody that's going to be fighting up there, that's 4 different teams, are now going to have to disengage and run down.
If this moves out, they all have to go. Ryan Lockwood gets taken down by Chronix. Got a peek too far, and that's cost Blank 1 member. And everybody's going to be happy with that because that compound is really the hot spot. Where's the circle going to go? Will it move away from it? It does. It goes to Liquid once again. Their movements has paid dividends. They have 3 members here in one of the final circles, and everybody that's moved into that compound now needs to move out. Remember, Jamba, he's upstairs above 2 members of FaZe. He's taken down 1 as they tried to push the stairwell, but now they all need to evacuate.
It's essentially a giant king of the hill. All these guys are up on top of this hill location, 3 different squads. Liquid's already got control of the circle, just waiting to see who survives. They just have to pick on whoever survives this and gets weakened.
Alliance, remember, still have those 2 members. They're outside the compound. They're waiting for Blank to move. Jeems thinks he has an idea. He's just checking the tree there. The king of nades himself, this time a little off. Haxeti's actually come out of the compound now, so he's got himself around the side behind the camper van. Mexi's still inside, waiting for Jamba to take a move. They know he's either got to drop out the window or go through Mexi. That's what they're waiting for. They're not going to move until that happens. But this circle is going to be punishing. Jeems gets a little glimpse. That is risky stuff going on the roof at this stage.
At this point, you almost want to leave one of the guys from Blank back
Jamba's
behind.
gone.
He's just going to hold this position. Shot now coming out. Does do a nice little peek around, but this is turning really bad from the guys from Blank. They're having to push out forward. He has to run back around this. He has a good idea on where it's at. Looks the wrong direction at the wrong time and just gets destroyed.
Haxeti coming down. That's going to be the last 3 as Team Blank go out in 4th place. But Rios has managed to get Pybas as well. So that completely concludes that. And Liquid are looking good for a double chicken dinner here in game number 1. But they've got a large spread to contest with 2 members of Alliance, 1 member of FaZe working down the hill.
Now it's all about who sees who. How are they going to get this push down there?
Santi
It's wide out in the open. A couple of shots coming back through, but Scoom lines it up, gets 1, gets the shots onto a second one, and now it's just on to Haxeti.
He's peeks around the side.
Gets
He's
1.
Go down. It's Samty that finishes it off on Haxeti. FaZe Clan will go in 2nd place. It's Team Liquid once again with a 2nd chicken dinner running. Ladies and gentlemen, is this a repeat performance of Kiev or what's going on here? This has just been a massive momentum roll for these boys.
I mean, if you're a Liquid fan, you have to be really excited about their performance through here. They're coming up, they're getting the kills, they're waiting into these last couple of circles and really just coming online, just murdering anybody. They're playing off of position repeatedly on this. They do come out with 4 kills inside of it, but I gotta say, FaZe comes up real strong. They were murdering so many people inside the map, netting themselves 2nd.
Yeah, Alliance in 3rd place with 10 kills as well. It's been a solid performance. Team Blank collecting the kills as they went along the way. Solid performance, but it's a 2nd chicken dinner runner for the boys in blue. Team Liquid take game 2.
That's right, Team Liquid coming out like a tidal wave at the start of day number 1. What a start from them. Double chicken dinner, some kills to boot as well. They played it patiently and concisely in the middle of those last fields, and they were able to execute effectively. Double chicken dinner, boys. That's a big start for them.
Double chicken dinner served up 2 ways, right? One with 12 kills, one with 4. They can slow cook or they can make it burn. And I mean, but like that's it, right? They played this. They literally were like quiet, waiting in the compounds, waiting for position, not over engaging, and then really just smart scouts. If you like send one person out, make sure they were safe with. They took compounds. They rotated out of Yasnaya at sub 2 minutes. They were just very on their game, and that's Liquid to me. When they're playing well, they're a steamroller. We saw it. I think Demon said it right at the end. It felt like Kiev all over again. In Kiev, they went I think 3 for 4 on the day. So don't be surprised to see them do it again.
Good scenes here from the back. Scoom looking victorious here, giving the nod of approval. And, you know, again, that's got to be a big start for them as a team that comes in looking for the momentum-based kind of style and being able to feel comfortable in a tournament this early on. Avenger has got to feel good for them.
honestly, for me, that the MVP of that was their rotation. Taking that yellows was the key to the victory. They got the zones, but they also held it down. They scared everybody else off. Yes, they only had 4 kills, but it's because they scared everybody else off, and nobody dared to go to the compound. Also, the compound is very hard to it's easy to hold down because you have kind of an open area around it, and then for them, the circle shifted away from them in the perfect position up towards the area where they could go up and get some trees for them and just hold down the zone.
MVP for me there was Scoom. Okay, so Scoom sometimes gets a little bit of chaff because he's not as maybe a good shooter as everybody talks about James and Ibiza and how they're the best in the world and they carry this team. But Scoom, great shootouts. He beat Reels in that just straight up one-on-one when they were getting pushed. But he was on fire. His twitch was really strong, and he got a lot of really fast shots off that I was impressed with. So big shout to Scoom, both on the shot calling as well as sort of playing really, really well in that one.
Let's look at the game chronologically a little bit. Obviously, Liquid gets themselves a victory, but there was a lot of other things that go on in that game, of course. One thing that was interesting to us from the very beginning was El Giganten's actual split to start off that game.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were doing. They put 2 players in Gatka, or sort of that Gatka spread, and then they put 2 players in North Georgia Pole and had about 3 teams between them. So I don't know if it was just maybe a miscommunication or whatever, but they did adjust correctly. They made a nice long northern rotation. They sort of waited till everybody else left and then got their guys back together. So, you know, maybe some miscommunication early, but a decent recovery.
I mean, there was kind of difference in drops everywhere, really. If you think about Atlantis and how they approached game number 1 going into game number 2, they actually went to Pier this time around. And there was no reason really to contest them there, so at least they had a good spot there.
Yeah, and they could have gone Novo as just go down and take that area as they did in the first game.
Right.
They took Ferry Pier. I expected Singularity to be there, but Singularity went up and contested Blank and Kamiski Stalba split, which was kind of surprising to me because the plane was perfect for Singularity to go Ferry Pier, and that is kind of their area. They have been there for some of the online stuff, and I didn't expect Atlantis just to take that for free, honestly.
It was wide open last time. They clearly got somebody watching replays and helping them out, and they chose to go there. The problem is someone else was also doing the same thing, and they thought, what a great spot. I mean, we've talked about it for a long time. The Kameshki spread is not a bad loot cycle. It's got great car spawns, so not a bad idea going there, but unfortunately ended up in an unfortunate 2-person fight when both teams thought, this will be safe for us.
Now, let's talk about my favorite little underdog, Grow Up Esports, because
their
rotations
that was absolutely insane.
weren't exactly. I was saying, you know, they're kind of a passive team coming in. You know, how are they going to play this out? Their